As a child in school, I was required to memorize lots of stuff. Some of it I forgot a long time ago, and some of it I only remember pieces. Things like the times table, or names of all the presidents, or the capitals of all the states. I also memorized a lot of Bible verses like John 3:16 or Psalm 23. And do you know what I found out? There is a big difference between some of that stuff. Some of it I've never needed in life, but some of it has really been a blessing to me. Which one do you think is which? Join me today as we take a quick look at the Proverbs and discover how we can gain long life, peace, and prosperity by remembering and taking God's instructions to heart. Read with me Proverbs chapter 3, verse 1 and 2. My son, do not forget my teaching, but keep my commands in your heart. For they will prolong your life many years and bring you peace and prosperity. King Solomon may have spoken these words to his son to encourage him to live a better life and be a better person, but these words stand for us as instructions from God for our own lives. We need to remember and take to heart God's instructions and commands. First, we see the connection between the heart and the head. Solomon uses the negative phrase, do not forget. A positive way to express that would be remember. To forget something means to fail to remember. Our minds are the tools we use to remember things. God is encouraging us to actively use our mental faculties in a positive way to apply ourselves to His teaching. He also speaks about our hearts. The Hebrew word used here means the inner man. It's a word often used for soul. It is talking about our mind, our will, and our emotions. The place where we keep our most deeply held convictions about how to live and about life. When we connect these two, the heart and the head, it reveals who we really are and what our future will look like, because everything we do and say comes from these two places. Proverbs 4:23 says, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. And Jeremiah 17:10 says, I, the Lord, search the heart and examine the mind, to reward each person according to their conduct, according to what their deeds deserve. Secondly, we see what our hearts and our heads are supposed to do. We are to remember God's teaching with our minds. And we are to meditate on and safeguard His commands until they become a part of who we are. How can we do that? What does it take to make God's teaching and commands so firmly fixed in our lives? Well, we must know it, memorize it, and live it out. We must treasure it and protect it and share it with others. If we will apply ourselves to His words and ways like that, then we will see the results of long life and peace and prosperity. Verse 2 is the natural outcome of living your life according to God's teachings and commands. Circumstances may not always be perfect in life, and we'll always have struggles, but living in obedience to God will always bring rewards. Remember, obedience opens the door to blessings, but disobedience closes the door to blessings. The world around us, it teaches us to get all you can and try to get it now. Worldly wisdom tells you to lie, to cheat, to steal, and only to think of yourself. But if that's the way you live, you will cut your life short with foolishness. You will never experience peace in anything, and you will end up in the spiritual and physical poorhouse with nothing to show for it. So, remember God's teaching and take His commands to heart. Because as Moses said in Deuteronomy chapter 32, take to heart all the words I have solemnly declared to you this day. They are not just idle words for you. They are your life.